Hello everybody, welcome to Project Beauty, where we talk about project planning and everything beauty related. My name is Jen. I was not feeling great yesterday, and so today I thought I would do a get ready with me. But while I do my get ready with me, I'm going to talk to you guys about my makeup rehab low buy for 2023. And this really needs to happen. There's a lot of points that I have that I want to cover as I go, so I'll probably be all over the place. I don't really have anything sort of organized out. I have points and stuff that I have been working on because I am doing this with Kim and a few other girls. So I'm also doing this with Dannie from Dannie's Makeup, Deb from Deb B, and Shelley, and I can't remember Shelley's YouTube page right now. So Shelley's YouTube page is Unapologetically Shelley, and I will have everybody linked down below. There are a few other people that do makeup low buys, and I see oh gosh, I'm not going to even be able to remember everybody's name now. I think Emily and Max does one. Another one I believe that does a low buy is Rebecca Morgan. I'm pretty sure she does one. Also, Anne Elizabeth Murray, she's a Canadian girl. I like watching her videos a lot. And then there's also It's Just Steph. There's quite a few people. Oh, also Shenrell Stash. I know she does low buys as well, and Shop My Stash and stuff like that as well. So sort of like using your own stuff rather than just constantly consuming. And I think that's the big marker this next year for 2023 is sort of just consume the stuff that you already have rather than continually buying new. And I've been trying to do really well with that, and this year's probably been my most successful year, except for those 3 years long time ago when I was on a no buy and I bought like literally no makeup for 3 years. I missed out on a lot of really fun things, but I mean, it is what it is. So that being said, like I really want to do this low buy because I have been bringing in a lot, and I noticed that I have a lot more fun buying stuff when it's like Black Friday, Cyber Monday, Boxing Day. I have a lot more fun with the holiday kits than I do buying stuff throughout the year. And it's not even just so much about the fun of buying, it's I need to buy stuff that I will actually utilize. So as I'm continuing to talk, I'm going to start doing my makeup. I'm going to use my MAC Prep and Prime Natural Radiance Base. And yeah, this is just such a beautiful, beautiful face base. I love it so much. So I want that one out this year, and I'm going to work really hard because it's practically brand new. So when I say this year, I mean 2023 because it's still 2022. So a few of us are going to be working on this and supporting each other. Andrea will, from Pretty as a Peacock, she'll be low-key doing a low buy as well, but not anything that's like super official. I have a feeling that Valerie and Jaylon are going to be trying to do a low buy as well, but they haven't really said too much about sort of making it official on their channels or anything. And I mean, those girls get the most beautiful things. Oh my gosh, if you are ever going to be inspired to buy something from somebody, it's probably going to be those two because they just buy the most amazing stuff like all the time, and I'm always finding new fun things through them. And a lot of my makeup that I have is quite old because sometimes I have a hard time parting with things. I am the same way with clothes. It's like if it still fits me or if it's something that I enjoyed wearing a while ago, I want to try and continue to wear it. Like I want to try and like fit into it again, or you know, I've put the money out and I should be hanging on to it in case I can, you know, still wear it or wear it in like the next year or something. And then I end up not wearing it for like 4 years and I'm still hanging on to things. Like same thing with makeup. It's like I buy new things, I use new things, all my old stuff sits there. So now it's time to do chopping block stuff, like low-key chopping block stuff. I'll be putting things into projects and using stuff and seeing what I like and what I don't like. And if I don't like it, I will remove it from my collection, like underneath it all, like outside of filming and stuff. And then I'll do my declutter video probably midway through the year or like at the end of the year. I'm not sure. But basically, Kim and I are going to start off with 25 points, and I feel like that is a substantial amount already. But when I look at how much I can potentially bring in for a year, 25 items is not that much when you're counting skincare, hair care, body care, makeup, all that kind of stuff. I'm going to use this little sample here. It's the Airbrush Flawless Foundation from Charlotte Tilbury, and I'm going to probably add, because it's very thick, so that's all I'm going to use is one pump. And I'm also going to add a little bit of my BB cream from L'Oreal because it's a lot more liquidy. I'll show you. It's like very liquidy. Like just, yeah, very liquidy. So I want to use that one. And is there anything else I want to add into this? I don't think so. I don't need any luminosity or anything today. So I'm just going to mix that and press that onto the skin very gently. I don't use a lot of foundation. So I think that's why I prefer like more water-based or like liquidy, sort of like a moisturizer, a tinted moisturizer kind of thing. But yeah, so we're going to start off with 25 points, and of course it's going to be 1 in, 1 out. I think Dannie and Deb are doing 1 in, 2 have to go out in order to get a point. And I love that because they're really being very strict about everything. And I think for me, if I do that, I'm going to probably end up just binging on buying a bunch of stuff, and I don't want to do that. So I'm just going to do it this way. And if I don't use my points, I don't use my points. But I really think that's amazing that they're doing that, because it takes a lot of willpower, and I know they can do that. So I'm not sure if what Shelley's doing for hers, so please go ahead and check out her page. But for Kim and I, we have a bunch of points because we're trying to like have a buddy system, a support system. You know, we have a group of girls that we chit chat about trying to get, you know, if we're thinking of something. Like I've talked to the girls quite a bit this last couple days, and like, I want to buy this, I want to buy that, and then I don't end up buying it. I just make the carts and then I close it out because it's like, I live in Canada, so the shipping and the duty and stuff is just, it's not, I want all the things. I want to buy every single Adept Cosmetics palette. I want to buy a few palettes from Glaminatrix. I would also like to try Lethal Cosmetics. So there's a few brands that I would like to try from. I also wanted to get a few Terra Moons shadows, and there's one palette from Give Me Glow that I want, which is the Two Moods palette. So, I mean, there's always things that I'm eyeing up, but like, I don't necessarily need it, so I'm not buying it. I'm going to mix some of my, so after yesterday, I'm very, very dehydrated today, so I most definitely need to hydrate my skin, and I have a nice big cup of water here with me so that I can hydrate myself and my throat. But yeah, I just want to place that down. My eyes look very red today. Yeah, my eyes are looking very red today. Just not feeling great. So let's go ahead and do this next. I'm just going to use the littlest amount. I probably won't even use all of that. The next thing on the list here is, so we have skincare, body care, hair care, and makeup, all of that, like I said, for 1 in, 1 out count. There is a stipulation on that, and I'll get to that in a moment about face palettes and eyeshadows and stuff, because we do want to be successful, so we are giving ourselves a break on some things. So definitely we'll have some stipulations at the bottom, so I'll just continue on and we'll talk about that in a moment. But the next one says if it's purchased for a video, so if you buy makeup for like say a full face of, or something that you're wanting to do for review, whatever purposes, and it's like not just one eyeshadow palette, it's like a bunch of different things that you're using because you want to highlight a bunch of different, like what are the newest trends, what are the newest trending items, like all that kind of stuff. So if you're going to do a video like that and you buy a plethora of items from a brand at once, that does not count towards the bottom line because it is specifically for a video, for like a one brand of, or whatever the situation is. And then the next one is PR and gifts do not count. So if I get gifts for my birthday, or if for some, you know, heavenly reason a brand says, you know what, Jen, I love your style, I love what you do, I appreciate, you know, you're shouting out our brand, blah blah blah, we want to send you some stuff to review on your channel if you want to do so, and they want to send me products, then that stuff does not count either. I have never been reached out to from a brand regarding PR, and I don't do influencer or whatever you want to call it, where you get stuff where you have to do a review. I don't do that stuff. But I would love if a brand reached out and said, you know, we would love to send you some things if you want to review, and I would happily do so if it was a brand that I stood by. I don't want to just get stuff to get stuff. I really like that concealer. It's a bit, I feel like it's a bit light, but I feel like I need that brightening today because I'm very, very red under the eyes and I'm dehydrated. You guys know, like, foil packets, like for example these things where you can use this is the, for example, Bobbi Brown vitamin enriched face base. One of these will probably last me like 3 or 4 uses. So what we're saying is 5 of those foil packets count as 1 point, because sometimes it does take a long time. Like for example, something like this, if it's in my shade like light medium or medium, I will be able to use those, and this will count as one of the 5 in 1 point. Basically, that's what that means, is 5 foil packets, regardless of what's in a foil packet, has to be completed before it's counted. So again, this, even though there's a ton of product in here, I have to complete all of this, and it's only 1 out of the 5. So hopefully that makes sense. I'm just going to do set my under eyes because I don't want them to crease. I can feel like my eyes are already tired and droopy. I'm going to go ahead and set that before I do the rest of my face, because I still have to do my cream bronzer, which I love so much. And then the next one says minis and deluxe size samples will equal a point. So it's like a full size item, because again, sometimes they do take a long time to complete those depending on what they are. Like for example, the foundation that I'm using, I've been using that for a while, and I'm nearly halfway done it, but it's like, if you guys saw how much foundation I use, that could literally last me like another month or more. That's why we're doing deluxe size samples and minis counting as 1 point, just to make it so simple. I don't want to have to be like, this is counting as a half a point or whatever. Now we're at the stipulation part. So the finished pans and an eyeshadow and face palette equal 1 point. So if, for example, I finished these 2, this would be 1 point and this would be 1 point, because it's 1 full face bronzer, because for me they take a long time to complete. So if I finish this whole palette, I would get 6 points, because they're individual face products. I'm not just like 1 palette is 1 point. It's like the whole individual items are counting as a point. And you guys know I've been using this all 2022, so it's gonna take me some time. I am getting quite large dips going, and I thought I was going to hit pan on this, and there's still potential to hit pan on it by the end of the year, but I don't know that that's going to happen. We'll see. Oh, I actually hit pan right now. I just hit pan right now. That's wild. Oh, that makes me so happy. And it's the 27th of December. This is going up on the 29th, but I am doing this a little bit early because I want to be able to edit this video. But that is so amazing. I can't believe I just hit pan. I knew I was close. Oh, I'm so happy. Yay. A whole year to hit pan on this little guy. Oh my goodness. I just feel so good right now. That makes me happy. It says finished pans and eyeshadow and face palette equals 1 point toward the bank for each pan. Face and eyeshadows palettes 1 point in for the whole palette. Okay, so basically what that means is if I want to buy an eyeshadow palette, it only will be 1 point. But if I finish 1 eyeshadow pan, that's 1 point. I know that sounds like way weird, but I'm not going to sit there and count each individual eyeshadow pan because there's no way I'm going to finish that many. Like, you know what? I give people all the credit. Like, you guys watch Dannie? That girl has some power, man. She can get things done. And I've probably finished maybe a handful or less of eyeshadows this year, and I could have potentially finished more, but I really wanted to play around with a lot of my eyeshadows. And I am going to do the same thing in 2023, which I will talk about in a separate video, but I am going to play around with my eyeshadows a little bit more freely. I'm going to try not to get to my hairline today because I don't want to wash in my hairline when I've just done something with my hair today. So if you see that there's a separation, it's because I'm intentionally leaving one. It's not that I'm trying to make it look like I'm wearing a mask. Okay? I used a lot of product. Holy crap. That's the reason why we're doing it that way, is because it does take quite a while to use up eyeshadows sometimes, depending, and I don't really go from palette to palette choosing an eyeshadow and trying to pan one eyeshadow in a palette. I like my palettes to look like not panned. Like, I don't know why I'm like that, but if I'm going to complete anything, I do better with singles, because then I know I can just replace the one, where if I finish an eyeshadow in a palette, I feel like I have to replace the whole palette, you know? So I try not to just go hard on palettes, and I just use them at my leisure, and I don't want to like force myself to use up an eyeshadow in a palette when that won't bring me joy. So, but singles, heck yes. I will definitely use singles. I love this NARS bronzer. I love it so much. Now we are on to some more of the ins and outs of this. So gifts with purchase, those do not count as a thing. If you get something for free because you purchased something, those do not count against your bottom line because they are gifted to you. And also back to MAC purchases. So like if I empty like 15 or 16, you know what, let's just say 18 because you have to use 6 to empty. Okay, so that just rounds it up. So if I used 18 MAC items and I wanted to back to MAC those items, yes, those empty ones still count as a point in my bottom line of my makeup rehab, but when I go to exchange them, those do not count as at my bottom line because they didn't cost me anything to receive that item. So we're considering that as a gift with purchase kind of thing, or an exchange kind of thing. Replacement items don't count. I may count a few of mine because I replace stuff all the time. Like for example, MAC Fix Plus or some moisturizers I need to replace. But if I replace it with a different one, of course that's going to count. It's just going to be a new purchase. There will be some items that we don't count because it's just replacing an older item that we go through constantly, but at the same time, I will more than likely be counting those in my bottom line for the most part because we've set it up in a way that we're probably going to be successful. I'm hoping. If I'm not successful, I have a buying purchasing issue. Like, and I need to slow it down. And that's totally what this is all about. Sorry, can't talk. All right, so that's basically why we're saying replacements don't count, is because we're trying to be very successful with this. Replacement items don't count. Some of mine will. Sample perfume items, those little perfumey ones, the tiny ones, those ones we have to use 3 in order to get a point. So I feel like I will be rather successful there because I can actually get through some perfumes pretty quickly. Because I wear perfume to work, I make sure I'm wearing perfume every time I go out. That being said, I am working on older perfumes in my collection that are full size that it is taking me a long time to get through. And I don't know that I'll be able to pound through all my mini ones, like my little sample ones. So that's why we said 3. And also for Kim, she doesn't wear perfume as often as I do. So I want to make it as well, like we have to meet each other halfway, because if I'm going to be like, we should use 5, it's going to take her forever to get through 5 to get 1 point. So that's why we said 3. I want to make sure that she is successful at this as well. It's not just about my usage, and we can also adjust things to meet our goals better. Like if I feel like there's a point in my collection, like I don't want to buy something and I want to do a no buy on it instead of a low buy, then I will make sure that I do that for myself, because that may not be something that Kim needs to do, but it's probably something that I need to do. So I'll talk about the stuff I want to no buy as well at the end of this. And I want to hold myself accountable. Like I want to really do a good job this year coming up, because I feel like this year, 2022, I've done really well, except for the end of the year. I kind of went hard, and I knew I was going to do that, and that's the same thing that I want to do next year. Also, if we go on a trip and we buy stuff, say for example, I go to the States and there's a bunch of stuff there that I cannot get in Canada, that I can't get either mailed to me, like for example, Kiko Milano, just know I will be buying a bunch of Kiko Milano if I see that there and I find things that I really like, and it is not going to count towards this low buy because it's not something that I can buy freely. Like I would have to send something to one of my friends in the States and have them ship it to me, and I don't want to do, like, I know that they've offered, I know that people would not mind doing that, but it would also be nice to see stuff in person. And because I know if I'm in Canada and there's something that's damaged or something I don't want, I can't return it anyway. So I want to just buy it when I'm physically there, and then it's my responsibility to get it back to my home safely. Stuff like that will not count. If you're on a trip and you're buying stuff just as a vacation and having fun, for me that stuff does not count, because that's just a holiday and a vacation and a good time. And then Black Friday, we're not really sure what we're going to do there. I am definitely going to try to hoard my points for Black Friday, but I have a feeling that holiday kits are not going to count towards my bottom line, or I would count an entire one kit as one point coming in. I'm not sure how I'm going to decide that yet. I will see where my points are maybe midway throughout the year, and we will do updates every now and then, once a month for sure, to let you guys know what we're bringing in and what we're like using up as empties. So though it will be titled Low Buy 2023, hashtag Low Buy 2023, empties, makeup rehab, all that kind of stuff, hashtags, just so that if you are interested in joining us, feel free. Like, we want to make sure that you're hitting your goals and being held accountable as well. It's very hard with the makeup community to do a low buy and feel like you're not impulse buying constantly. Like me yesterday, I will tell you right now, I was ready to buy from many stores. I wanted to buy the Tarte Man-Eater palette. I was going to buy from Glamanatrix. I actually did buy something from Cleona that will be coming in the new year. It's for my birthday from my father-in-law, so that does not count. And anything I purchased in 2023 that arrives in January or February will not count against my low buy because it was already purchased in 2022, and that's not part of my low buy. So I will have some things coming in the new year from a MAC. I will have a few things, and those are just like Fix Plus and stuff like that that I know I need and I will go through because I'm almost done the ones that I have. And also I have MAC. I have one order from Bella Beauty Bar. Is that what it's called? Belle Beauty Bar or Belle Beauty Bar? I can't remember. Fantastic looking items. I've never tried it, so I can't talk on the formula, but I want to buy everything that they make because it's all my style. Everything, it's like it's made for me. I love it. It's beautiful. I really wish that I could dedicate my page to just doing like swatches and stuff for indie brands and be like, you know, M. Jones and all those people who get like those free items from indie brands, because that would be like the tits for me. I would love that, but I can't. I want to do my project panning stuff on there. I want to show my eye looks on there. That's a very personal page for me, but oh my god, that would be amazing. I really love indie stuff, and it's just, I have a lot, so I need to calm down on the buying. Even though I want it all. But yeah, the girls helped me out yesterday. They were like, if you see it when you go to the States, like the Man-Eater palette, if you see it then and you still want it, buy it then. But if you don't need it right now, don't get it. And I'm like, it's a beautiful, gorgeous palette. I think it's the red shades in that palette that are doing it for me. It's like reddish pink shades. I have so many red eyeshadows, but it's still not enough. I want them all. I want every single shade, hue, tone, texture, finish, everything. I want every red eyeshadow there is. Speaking of eyeshadow, we gotta start doing my eyeshadows. I haven't even done blush or highlighter, and we're pretty much almost done talking about this stuff. So let's talk about my items I want to no buy. That's going to be very hard for me because I'm putting it out there, and I did this last year as well. I kind of stuck to some of it, but I never even updated you guys on all that stuff, and I would really like to keep you guys updated as well as myself on how I'm doing and what I'm bringing in. So I think that's where I stand with that. Now, the first thing that I can think of that I want to do a no buy on is concealer. I have so many concealers, just a ridiculous amount, and I don't need to buy any more concealer for a while. I need to use what I have. I barely use any concealer under my eyes, and if something goes bad, like, it's just gonna have to go bad and go in the garbage because I'm not gonna get to all of these concealers. It's ridiculous. Do I want other concealer to try them? Yes. I want the Kosas one. That's the only one that I really, really want. And if I buy it maybe when I go to the States or something, then that's fine. That'll be fine. It'll be one concealer for the whole year. But I would like to finish up a concealer. It's been ages. I think I maybe finished one this year if I'm remembering correctly. And I need to be able to finish multiple, because otherwise why am I buying them? I should maybe have like 3 concealers only on hand at all times, because honestly I use so little that it's no need. The only reason I would buy multiples is because I go through different shades throughout the year, so I can go all the way from fair all the way to medium depending on the time of year. So that's the only reason that I would have different concealers, is because of my different skin shades. But I don't need like a ton of different brands. I don't need a ton of different finishes or whatever. I don't really like glowy ones because I don't want my under eyes to glow. But at the same time, and also I'm aging, like mattify me up, okay? But at the same time, it's like, do I want to try all the concealers and things? Yes, but I don't need to, you know, I don't need to. I have a few like drugstore ones, which I love. Like the NYX one is great. The MAC Pro Longwear one is great. My favorite is the MAC Waterweight one. That's my favorite. Like I love it so much. And I would consistently rebuy that. It's so great. I'm also going to use the Anastasia Dip Brow in Ebony right now. And I'm getting a really good dip on that. Like I'm almost at the bottom on the one side. So concealer for sure. Bronzer is another one that I will probably not be buying more. I did replace, or will be replacing, it's on its way, Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. I finally found it on the drugstore site that I use, and I replaced it there, which is great. But bronzers, I don't need more. I have enough. I have so many. If someone gifts me one, like a friend or someone wants to send me one and gift me one, or they have it in their collection and they're not using it and it's not like falling apart and, you know, 17 years old, I'm like down to accept a gift because it doesn't count towards my bottom line. But I will not be purchasing any bronzers because I need to get them out before I accept more in. And I want to say highlighters because I have so many. Like you guys seen blushes and highlighters. Like I'm not saying I'm going on a no buy for blushes and highlighters, because if there's a really beautiful face palette or something that comes out, I will probably want to get it. But I will be more mindful of like what I have in my collection, what I use, because I don't use a lot of pink products. So therefore I probably don't need to buy that's one of the reasons why I only bought one of the Charlotte Tilbury face palettes this year. I was going to get them both, and I thought, why am I spending $200 on Charlotte Tilbury face palettes when I don't even wear a lot of pink products? I wear gold products because I have an olive undertone, and gold products just look so much better on me. And if I want to, I have a ton of like peachy pink or pink highlighters and blushes. I don't need more. So I am aware of that. I definitely, after my inventory, that was a big job, man. That was a big job trying to go through all of my highlighters, foundations, all the things, my blushes, oh my gosh, my eyeshadow palettes. It was a huge job to do that. And it's like, it would be nice if I could minimize the collection, but I don't foresee my eyeshadow palette going down anytime soon. I love eyeshadows. I love blushes. I love highlighters. So that's sort of like a part of my collection that I need to work on slowing down, but just not like over consuming every single year. I used to buy a bunch of Morphe palettes. Did I need them? No. I'm using a concealer from MAC that I just squirted into here. I can't talk when I do this. This is the most amazing product. It's the Select Cover Up from MAC, and it's the best product for doing my under eyes or my underbrows, my under eyes. Oh my gosh, I guess you could do that, your under eyes, with this as well. It's a very liquidy product, so if I can't get the water weight, oh god, if I can't get the water weight concealer again, then I would just buy this for my concealer in the future. But I want to use up again the ones that I have. So yeah, concealer for sure, bronzer for sure, no buy, unless it's in the face palette, then it's like, you know, whatever, it'll be in there and that's fine. Foundation, I don't really need. The only one that I will allow myself to buy is the Fair Light version of the e.l.f. Halo Glow, because I want to try that. I ordered medium because it was the only shade available, and I know I'll be able to use that in the winter. But I I don't need to have a bunch of foundations coming in. Like, I don't need to buy a bunch more. That being said, I will hopefully have about 4 foundations out this year, and I would like to work on a lot of my foil packets of foundation because I have so many of those. So it would be really nice to get a bunch of those out. And so that makes me feel really, really good that potentially I could have 4 foundations out, and then I just need to use what I have. If I need a tinted moisturizer, I have 2 of them. I have one from Fenty and I have one from Urban Decay. So I have all I need for this year, and I shouldn't need to replace those because I probably won't use those up, seeing as I still have these other ones I have to complete. So I'm hoping that I don't need to do a foundation order unless I need to replace something. That's the only reason. Like, if I run out of a tinted moisturizer, I will be buying a new one. And also the Face and Body foundation from MAC. I love that. It's like the best foundation. It's so soft and subtle, and it feels like nothing on your skin. Like, it feels so good. So I would like to repurchase that at some point. Will it be 2023? I don't know, because I do have other things I want to finish. I need to figure out what eyeshadow palette I'm going to use. I think I'm going to use my ABH Norvina today. It's a big one. It's starting to get old. I have a bunch of her palettes and I never use them, so I need to start sharing the love. So I'm just going to do my eyeshadow. I'm not going to tell you what shades I'm using. So if you want to know, just ask me and I'll try to remember. But I'm just going to go soft and subtle, I think, so far. I'm really excited about the low buy / no buy, and I'm pretty sure I'll do really well, and especially because I'm able to do this with a bunch of people that have the same goal in mind. And everyone wants to buy different things. Everyone wants to use different things. I think everyone who's doing this wants to get a bunch of things out of their collection because we're just finding it that we have a lot and it's time to minimize stuff. I'm going to use my MAC Studio Fix powder in C3. And I would love to complete this one as well, actually. That would be great. So yeah, eyeshadows, I'm going to try to not buy that many. I'm not putting, like, I'm not going to say, oh, I can only buy 4 in the year. That's just not, that's not enough for me. I need more. I love eyeshadows. That being said, I'm not going to bring in every single release like I've ever seen in my life, like I used to try. That was just obscene amounts of purchasing. I'm going to really think about my purchases and what I'm looking for before I order any eyeshadows. I do want to get the Adept Cosmetics ones because I do love the brand. I want to support the brand. It's a fantastic product. Sorry, I'm just stippling that on to make it a little more ombre. Okay, that looks a lot better. I think that's pretty much everything I want to cover with points systems and with my inventory. If you haven't watched my inventory videos, they are all on my channel. Go ahead and take a look at those. You will be there for a while. I'm not gonna lie. It was a long amount of filming and editing, and I didn't even edit as much as I could have. I really wanted to go hard into editing more, but it's just, it took so long that I needed to just get them up, and I had a lot of fun with it though, but it was very eye-opening on how much stuff I have. But I'm not ashamed of any of it. Like, I don't have a drawer of shame. I don't have any like offense to the things that I'm buying. I'm not trying to spend so much money that I can't live in life. But I do want to put my money elsewhere. I do want to go on trips. I want to visit people. I just want to have a little bit of fun now that, you know, things are hopefully getting a little bit better out in the world. It's a little crazy because, you know, there's still a war going on and there's still like COVID happening. But as long as I'm careful and I wear my mask and stuff, like, I'm okay with that. Like, if I went to a venue, I would probably wear my mask. If I was outside, I probably wouldn't because you're outside. But yeah, I'm really liking this eyeshadow. This is pretty. as far as my low buy goes, I'm really happy with the rules that Kim and I have come up with. Please go ahead and check everyone's videos out on all that stuff, especially the videos coming out in January, because everyone has new projects coming out, new rules, things that they're trying to accomplish throughout the year. And I feel like it's really good motivation for everybody, including myself. I really need to cut it back and just be excited about the things that I have. Like, I'm loving this eyeshadow right now, and it's been sitting in my collection forever. So instead of buying a new palette that has a bunch of beautiful neutral purples, just use the damn palette. Like, I don't understand why I'm letting this sit here. It's absolutely gorgeous. That's what I mean. It looks almost untouched. I mean, you can see I've used it, but I could use it more. So that's why I'm trying to get a little bit of use on this stuff today. I really enjoy this palette. I have so many beautiful, gorgeous palettes, especially that were gifted to me, that I would like to use. And I'm going to really start using that. Also, keep a lookout for my channel, because in the early part of January, I will be posting how I'm going to be working on some of my palettes going into 2023. And some of my projects will be going up. All the intros for the new ones starting in the new year will be going up in January. So have a look for all of that stuff. You will not be disappointed. If you haven't already, definitely subscribe. I'm not ending the video yet. I do want to talk a little bit more, just chit chat and do the get ready with me, but I'm almost done, let's be honest. So don't forget to subscribe and like this video if you haven't done so already. I would really appreciate it. It definitely helps out my channel, and it doesn't cost you anything. It's not like the end all be all, but it really does help me out. So I would really appreciate that. I think I'm going to do blush now, and I want to use, I have this palette here, which is the black glitter palette. I kind of wanted to use that, but because I'm doing purple, I kind of wanted to go with, you know what? I'm going to use my face palette. This will be my face palette going into 2023 as well, because I have a lot of product left. But yeah, I think I'm going to use that. I think that'll go really nicely. A little monochromatic moments. I am going to do, I think, the like I'm cold look because I've been really enjoying that. I feel like it just looks really cute on the face. And it does actually look like you've spent some time outside. So I really want to do that. So I think I'm going to do that one right away on my face. But I want a good heavy amount of blush on my face today. Cute. I love it. I have a lot of room to go here on this one. Like, you can see I have such dips in the under eye setting powders, but these two, like this one here is the most new looking, and then this one is, it's got a little bit of a dip, but it's not that deep. So I really have to plow through that one, because I would love to have a blush empty in 2023. And if I've only used it that much in 2022, I don't know that I will be able to do that, but I definitely want to get it out of my collection. So that's something I need to work on. I think I just want to do my lips and my mascara. So let's go ahead and use the Prep and Prime lip from MAC. Let me know if any of you guys are doing a low buy for 2023, because I would love to watch your videos and see how you're all doing. I really enjoy watching low buy videos and buys and buys and makeup rehabs. Ooh, that's taupey. Not the color I was going for. But it's doable. I need to get those uses. I'd like to get this one out in 2023 as well. And let's go ahead and do my mascara. Will be the Voluminous Lash Paradise mascara from L'Oreal. I do like L'Oreal products, and I should be putting an eyeliner on this, but I just like how the eye looks on its own. And I also just don't feel like doing a line today. You can see this is so nice. It just doesn't give me as much length as it does volume because it is more of a voluminous mascara. So I'm just going to do like 3 coats. I'm not even kidding. Like, this is only coat number 1, but I'm going to go back and forth because I have to do the front and the back of the lashes. I hope you guys had a good Christmas or holiday, depending on if you celebrate or not. I really had a fantastic Christmas with my family. It was so fun and so wonderful. And then I got sick yesterday and it was just really hard. It was really awful, honestly. But the nice thing is this week I will be seeing one of my friends, my besties that I've had since kindergarten, potentially 2 of them, but I'm not sure about both yet. But I will potentially be seeing 2 of my kindergarten besties. I love those girls to pieces. One of my other friends that I've known since grade 2, she lives in the States and I miss her so much. I wish I could see her like every day, or like, I mean, at least every week, because I mean, she'd get sick of me probably. But, you know, it's always nice to see your friends. And then when they move away, it's so hard. Like, I'm so thankful for the fact that there is YouTube and Instagram and, what do you call that? Marco Polo or texting or Facebook Messenger. Like, I'm so thankful that there is all of that stuff because at least we can keep in touch instead of just doing letters. Although letters are cute too. So that's a pretty cute mascara. Is it my favorite? Hell no. I have mascaras that I love way more than this, but it is a really nice mascara for less than high-end prices. And then for my lower lashes, I'll be using the MAC Extended Play Giga Black Lash. This is such a beautiful brush. It's got really long and narrow head on it. It's really, really nice. So I'm just gonna stop here and I'll show you in a second. Okay, so I think that is it for the video now. I have done my mascara now, and I love how the eyes turned out. It's just simple and cute, and I love the color. Kind of goes with my shirt. I was gonna wear a black shirt today, and I completely forgot to change it. But I'm enjoying the look, so that'll be nice for me to have throughout the day, even though I'm not going anywhere. But thank you for spending time with me. I appreciate that. If there's anything that I forgot to talk about in my low buy video, I will update that in the next month, and I'll keep you guys posted as to where I'm at, what I'm bringing in, what I will be finishing. Oh my gosh, the empties, the bring-ins, all the things. And I think for the stuff that I bought at the end of December, I'll probably do a separate one sec. I'll probably do a separate haul video because those will not count towards my makeup rehab, my low buy stuff for 2023. So I will do a separate video for the things that are coming in January from December, and hopefully they all come in January, because if they delay into February, I will just have to do a separate video for that as well. But again, I just want to say thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate each and every one of you. And again, if you're doing one of these, let me know down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Bye, everybody.